Doo-doo-dee. It's Nandi!
Hey guys, it's me again, Nandi, and I'm really excited to be here today to make this video for you. Earlier today, about 21 hours ago, the latest Tao character was released. Anyone who knows me or has been following the channel knows that I'm a big fan of Tao and how excited I get for the characters. I ended up saving about 7,600 energy for the event in order to give me a big head start and allow me to get the character to as high of a rank as possible. I want to talk you through the character and my first impressions in this video, and hopefully guide or inform you before you decide to invest heavily. So you'll see that I'm currently sitting comfortably in rank 2 in the event because of all of that energy that I've saved up. To those of you who are new or newer to hero release events, the way that this is achieved is by spending Blackstone to build your energy stores above the maximum threshold. The downside to this technique is that you won't benefit from the natural energy replenishes that happen every 5 minutes. So it's not without cost, but for me it was an easy decision to make for my favorite faction and one of the 5 characters for that faction. I probably won't be doing anything similar for future non-Tao release events. So first thing we could look at is the model. I think she looks pretty cool. I'm a big fan of the clean architecture and design of the Tau armor. It has a very nice mechanical feel that is crisp and elegant. I like how they've built the weaponry into the suit as well. I think if I had to make one criticism, it would be that the head of the model can't really be seen over the bulky chest piece, but I still think that overall it's a pretty cool model and kit. I'm currently on mission 10 for the Greater Good mission ladder. I'll include a link to an infographic that I've made to detail all of the current mission requirements. Mathematically, at the time of recording this video, it is impossible for anyone in the game to be beyond mission 10. Therefore, missions 11 to 20 in the current infographic are copied from the last hero release event for Show's Isle. Once I'm done completing the entire Greater Good mission ladder, I'll include an updated infographic in the description of this video. So the next thing we can do is take a look at the character kit and traits next. As I've said, I think the model is pretty cool, as you can see here, I've got equipped an uncommon weapon and some very basic blocking stuff. The character uses a generic force field with a 30% block chance that a lot of other characters in the game use, and also has a block booster 3rd item slot. Looking at his skills next, his active allows him to summon 2 shield drones with the stats that you can see in the image. I'll show you their functionality in battle a little later on. The other thing that his active also allows him to do is trigger Overwatch for a turn and act as a deterrent to enemy movement. I think this is a really big part of his kit, and I think actually, having played with the team a little, I think it's going to be a big part as to how the Tau function. I'll go in more into that later on as well. His passive, or rather her passive, essentially adds extra damage against mech targets and targets with marker light. So we might see her being used in the Necron Guild raid, but we're also seeing the first hints of synergy with the rest of the Tau faction in the form of marker light bonus damage. Going through his traits, he has 5 traits. Number 1 here shows that he has the marker light advantage. He also has close combat weakness, both of which we've come to associate with the Tau, given that Show's Isle shares both of those traits as well. He also has a big target and flying, and is mechanical, and completes an impressive 5 trait set. So with that done, I thought we could jump straight into some arena battles so that you can see Rivas in action. Bear in mind that Rivas is currently only Iron 3 and rare, so she might be underpowered compared to what we're coming up against. This looks like an easy fight, however everyone on the opposing team is stronger than Rivas by some margin, so let's see how it goes. Just taking some time at the start of the battle to adjust positioning slightly so that Rivas can set up shop in the middle of the map and hopefully utilize her Overwatch active ability on turn 1. There's a nice choke point in the middle of the map that could potentially work well. Just fiddling around here a little bit with unit positions, trying to get everyone in the right place. So here, as Athena jumps in, you can see that Rivas triggers her Overwatch and drops half of Athena's health. It doesn't completely kill him, which is why Calandis can enter the space uncontested, but we've already established that my Rivas is slightly underpowered for this level, so it's perhaps unsurprising. Up next, I thought we could look at the shield drones. So they have the mechanical trait, flying, and are obviously summons. It looks like they make melee attacks unlike Shozile's drones, which have a high damaged and ranged pierce. I've done some other testing, not in this video, but the one thing that's impressed me about the drones and Rivas in general is how quickly the drones and Rivas take up space. You can potentially have 3 drones on turn 1 and an Overwatch deterrent in the center of the map to give you quite an impressive amount of map control. And in addition to that, the drones are also have the ability to block or take damage for the Tau, and I can see that combination of factors making the Tau quite difficult to deal with, and certainly when they set up shop, it can be difficult to break down their fortifications, which kind of fit in with the lore behind the faction anyway. Here we're going into another arena battle, but I'm just going to use 3 characters in order to highlight Rivas's potential. The enemies here are weaker, but they're still Iron 2 and of higher rarity than Rivas, so it might still be a little bit tricky, but let's see how it goes. Here at the start of the fight, I'm using Shozile to even the odds slightly and do a one-shot on Morven up in the top left. Then I'm placing Rivas on a choke, and again here straight away you can see how annoying the drones can be. We've already got 3, they've taken up the bridge space, and they're going to make it very difficult to directly target the Tau characters. Rivas has a nice angle on this choke point, and we get to see how effective her active is. Boom, straight away Alefnel dies, and it looks like she also took bonus damage for being a mech. And next Yarrick steps onto the bridge, and boom, similarly dies straight away. It was a 3v5 battle, but already after the first turn the fight is won. I'll use the Flamer here just for some cool effects and finish the battle off. So that's just a bit of quick gameplay footage, and I thought I would end by running the numbers for this character in the current legendary release events. So here you'll see just overall character scores for both the Morgan Ra and the Jane Zar event pictured in that order. It doesn't look like Rivas is anything special in either of the events. It looks like she's very much a middling character, but if you've built her up, it's nice to know that she's not bottom of the pile. And certainly for me, being a Tau fanatic, I'm going to be building her up and using her even in the limited areas that she can be used in. So just some final closing thoughts and initial impressions. I think that Rivas is a nice, cool character. There was a lot of initial thoughts about how she would be meta-defining and change the shape of arena and guild raids. I'm not entirely convinced of that just yet. I mean, I've only got her at rare, so she might be much more powerful when she gets to higher levels. But one thing that's already immediately apparent to me is how strong she is, coupled with even just Shozile, and that drone multiplication type synergy where they protect Tau and cluster up the battlefield, I think is going to be very pivotal in terms of how the entire faction functions as a whole. I will keep building her up. I'm hopeful that by the end of this event I'll have her at Legendary, and might have some more footage for you all then if that's something you're interested in. As always, I'm keen to hear your thoughts and feedback, and if you thought this was useful. I'm going to be going away on holiday for a couple of weeks, so I won't be recording any other videos, but thank you all for watching and your feedback. It's really encouraged me to keep doing this. And I'll do my final customary shout out to the cluster, the Pants of Horus cluster. We're hopefully well known, and if you've watched my videos by now, you'll know that we're a 13, I think at this stage, 13 guild cluster, full of competitive and friendly and casual people. You'll find people of all mixes and affiliations here. It's just a nice group to be part of, and if you're ever looking for a new guild, please just reach out on Discord, and I'll include the link to that below. Thanks very much, everyone, and thanks for watching.